So I've been working out for a number of years now, and I just thought that I would share some of my product reviews and opinions, and specifically on the brands that I own or have owned. So right now I have the Ironmaster 150-pound adjustable dumbbells. I also have a set of Pro Iron 200-pound adjustable dumbbells. And I added on an extra 100 pounds so I can get to 300. It's basically just Gold's Gym 25-pound plates from Walmart for about $100. You get 4 of them, so it's a decent. It was an average deal. Typically, you're spending $1 per pound on new weights. Probably find it better on Craigslist. And then the Ironmaster bench with the sit-up attachment and the pull-up bar attachment, and then of course the included seat, which is right there. But anyways, my opinion on this so far, mixed reviews. I read online and I was really thrilled and excited about getting the Ironmaster adjustable dumbbells. Everybody's like, oh, they're so sturdy, they don't move at all, and they're quick, and yeah, they're better than these dumbbells, okay? These are the traditional adjustable dumbbells before Power Blocks came out, before Ironmaster came out. You had these, and they go back to your fucking dad's time. And, they're great. They work just fine. They come loose a little bit. After I set them down every set or two, I'll tighten these up, and I'll do the same thing to the other side. Like that one's loose, and I just used it for a set maybe yesterday. And they roll around, and you get used to that. If you're on carpet, they don't hardly roll around at all. It adds a little bit of friction and resistance to that, but that comes as part of the game when you buy these. They're cheap. They're cheaper. They're about half the price as these, and you get more weight. But they roll around, and the nice thing about these is you can get different length handles, so you can do different weights. I'm considering spending $50 on a pair of handles that extends it about 3 inches, and then I can put all 300 pounds on there. But let's get back to the Ironmaster. I talk a little bit about these because you kind of have to, because this is the evolution. So Ironmaster. The difference, obviously, the old style has a threaded handle and a nut that goes on, and then there are little rubber O-rings that act as almost washers, lock washers. They kind of keep it on there, but these wear away after time. Now these have a different approach. These have threaded pins, okay? And you line this notch up with these top notches, it comes right out. And obviously, right away, you're seeing one of the dilemmas that I don't like about this, one of the situations I don't like. So these are threaded right here. The good thing about these, okay, why are these better than those? Well, these only go up to 150 pounds. Granted, they do have an expansion pack that gets you up to 320 pounds, I do believe. So these go 150, and you can expand up to 320, which is much better than Power Block. And I had to do some research on their website, and I put hours and hours and hours of research into this shit because I'm kind of a exercise fanatic. So, but the nice thing is these go in real easy, and you don't have to thread it in the whole way. The nice thing is you can just push this in, because part of this is not threaded, and you just line this up, you push it in, and then twist, and then it'll catch. The bad thing about this is it's threaded. Threads go bad after a while. If you torque too much on them, they go bad. Now, they'll last you a hell of a long time. They might last you your lifetime. But if you just start banging them around, dropping them, these, the weights will work on this, and these threads may become damaged. I already have an incident yesterday when I was working out where this, I had about 5 plates on there. And right now I got a little bit more than that, so it's a little different, but I had about 5 plates on there, and then it would lock right here. Well, that's no good because that's in the open position, but it was maybe like a little bit off-centered, but it was still, you know, the threads are still grabbing. It was tight, but I didn't like that. I did not like that at all, and I'm glad I was back and I was doing rows, because if I was doing bench, I would not have used that. And that's the first time, and I tried multiple pins. I tried multiple different pins from all of them, and they all had the same problem, and I tried adjusting the weight plates and centering it, and it's all had the same problem. So the threads on the inside, the female threads, are probably what's giving me a little bit of a problem. And, you know, it's only one thread. You know, if I use different number of weight plates, I can go in further and grab different threads. It'll grab deeper or farther out. But, you know, the ones that are farther out are starting to go on this one, maybe. And the bad part about that, and the bad part about the Ironmaster system, is if you get it like this, and let's say it locks, and that's the best you can do. It probably won't happen to most people, but it's happening to me. If you get it like this, and you're doing, you know, it's fine and dandy if it locks, and you're doing rows. Because if this happens to fall out when you're doing rows, all the weights are just going to fall to the ground. You know, that's fine. It's beneath you when you're doing, you know, rows. Yeah, I'm talking about doing rows on a bench, seated incline rows. But if you're doing a bench press and this falls out, all of a sudden the weight plates are above you and they're falling. And they fall on your head, on your chest. And that's the bad part. That's the dangerous part about these guys. Now they're very sturdy, and everybody's online is like, oh yeah, they're very sturdy. Yeah, well, they are, and that's not happened to me yet. And the reason why I got these is because I read great reviews, and I was tired of the time that it took to change 4 of these. You know, I had to flip it up and loosen it, take another weight plate on, throw it on, lock it down, flip it. You know, I did the same thing to 4 times. And then I constantly had to tighten these. Well, I'm still constantly having to tighten these pins. Okay, afterwards. Because they'll get a little loose. They might go like this. You know. And the weight plates, they do come loose. I mean, look. Okay, see that one right there? That was locked in a little bit, but there. That's the problem. See, did you see that? That's the fucking one that I was having problems with yesterday. I just flipped this bitch. That's why. So that's my dilemma, and that could happen to anybody, you know. And look, it's tight. Look. I'm squaring it up. Okay, they're all squared. It's perfectly squared. Okay, there's nothing. I push this in there, and this will happen with any of these pins. I turn it, and that's as tight as it fucking gets. And you saw what happened. I lifted that up, and it came loose. Now let's try another pin. Same thing. Okay? Now, that's fine if it's beneath you, but if it's above you, you're risking it. Okay, that's why I don't like this system. And then that got me thinking. Look, same weights over here, same weights over here. Look at that. Now that's tight. And see where that notch is? That notch is right there. That's how it's supposed to be. That's tight. But even, let's just say it's perfect and tight. They still wobble. There's still a little bit of movement in here. And then when you set it down on the floor, it'll become a little bit looser. And you'll still find you need to tighten it. No, like, look. See that? That was tight. I had dropped that on the floor yesterday. See this one? See that, how it moves? Probably moved a good ½ quarter to a ½ So, with this set, Ironmaster set, and with your dad's set, the Pro Irons, you know, from back in the day, you're gonna have the same damn problem, guys. You're gonna have to tighten it. Okay? So, and then another thing about the Pro Irons is that the stand is so narrow. I mean, they give you, if I push this to the end, I push this to the end, and then I guess I have my tape measure on my car, but I look and I go, okay, well, I have about 1.5 inches max And that's with it all the way to the end. And you don't want that, because when you're adjusting weights, you're going to want to take it off, and this will grab on the edge a little bit. So, you adjust it, you adjust this one. That's typically what you're going to have. And now you're down to like 1/4 of an inch. Maybe a 1/2 inch if you're lucky. 1/4 of an inch for sure. So, it's a very sturdy system. Okay, they're beefy. And the expansion capabilities are fantastic. I mean, if you're benching 320, if you're benching above 260, and you want adjustable dumbbells, and you don't want your dad's kind, you're going to have to get this, okay? Because they'll go up to 320. They'll go up to 160 per. If you want to save some money, the expansion of this is pretty expensive. It's like $300 to $400, I think, or it's at least bare minimum $250. I'd have to look again, but you have a higher expansion capability on this if you want to stick with a certain brand. Okay, if you want to stick with Ironmaster, and you don't want to do Power Block because they only go up to 260. You want 320. Okay, great. There you go. Go with that brand. If you don't care about the brand, you can use different weight plates, as 1 inch, even maybe Olympics, and you can go with just the no-name brands from China. You can get the Pro Irons 200, and then you can get an additional 100, and that works perfect. But they're going to roll around a little bit if they're circular, and they're going to have that issue where you have to tighten it all the time, and it'll be slow, but it'll definitely get the job done. But what I want you to think about is when you are buying adjustable dumbbells, what are you really buying? Okay, if you're a serious exercise guy or girl and you're looking to buy adjustable dumbbells, you're looking for convenience, and you're not looking to take up a lot of space. Okay, I don't see how this is about the bare bottom of convenience for the bottom of the barrel for adjustable dumbbells. Okay, it takes forever to change them. You're changing every single damn plate. Okay, and granted, they don't take up that much space. I built a weight tree. I welded it myself. This is a step up because I'm not hunching over on the ground to change them. But I am constantly taking off plates, and I stack the plates down here. But there's a problem about this too, because if you look, they're concave. Okay, so if you set one, so it's that one's like this, where it's going in. Now I set it like this, and it just slides, and it'll slide off. You want the concave parts to fit with one another, like 2 cups going together. Okay, so they'll slide off. And then you saw, sometimes when you take these pins out, they'll fall because the threads will grab, and this will fall on the floor. And then you got the same problem where, you got that problem where it's questionable. I don't want the weights to fall on me. I'm not going to bench with this set anymore, guys. I'm going to stick to this set. Okay. So you got your pluses, you got your minuses. These are a little bit more. These are a little bit better because they they're on a stand. That's about the only reason why they're better. Okay, and it's quicker to change because I'm not taking weights off a weight tree. I'm just taking them from right there and putting them up, and the pins go in. Okay. But like I was saying, when you're buying an adjustable dumbbell set, what are you really buying? You're buying convenience, and if you're into drop sets, you're going to want to get power blocks. Now, there's a good reason why not to get power blocks if you don't like the grip. Okay, your hands are going to go inside of this. Essentially, it's like a cage grip is what people call it. There's like 4 rods that create a center section. But the nice thing about power blocks is that they're so quick to change. They're relatively comfortable and fine for everybody. Are there situations where some people shouldn't use them? Yes. But I'm probably going to trade these for power blocks. I'm going to sell these and buy power blocks again. And as far as doing heavyweight, you're not really the cost for adjustable dumbbell expansion kits is just outrageous. I'm just going to stick with the 200-pound power blocks probably, and I'm just going to use them for drop sets. And that's it, 200 pounds is fucking enough, unless you're, going for, especially with dumbbells. That's enough. On barbell, I can do it quite a bit more, but, I mean, it's just like, I'm right on the edge, because I can bench, my max is 250 dumbbells, okay, so that's 125 per. Now, I have more weights than that, and I upgraded originally from a 200-pound set of power blocks because I outgrew them, okay, and then I got these, and I got the expansion kit that I got, but just because of the physical dimensions, these will only go up to 260 or so. So I need longer dumbbell handles, which are about $50. But anyways, you're really buying convenience, okay? And specifically for quick changes, exercises where you're doing, burnouts, drop sets, where you're changing exercises, it's just go with power block. But as far as the bench goes, this is fantastic. Before this, I had an SA gear bench, and I still have it. I'm going to sell that too. Maybe I'll use that to buy that shit, but buy the power blocks. But this is fantastic. Okay. Granted, one thing, I am 6'2". No, I'm sorry. That's with shoes on. I'm really 6'1". But when I have my shoes on, I'm 6'2". And when I'm sitting down, ignore the sit-up bar there. But when I'm sitting down and I go back, my feet barely, my feet come up because of how high this bench is. They come up just a little bit. My toes are still on the ground a little bit, but so you can set it so it's not truly a flat. You go up just a little bit. Okay. And you can see it's a little bit of an angle. A very tiny bit of an angle. Okay, but that's pretty damn close to flat. And then my feet touch just fine. And I'm okay with that. Okay, my SA gear one is flat and it's much lower. It goes underneath the bed. It folds down. But this is much sturdier. Most workout benches only go to about 300 pounds, maybe 350, and that includes the weight and the user. Okay. Now I'm 210 pounds to 220, depending on how I'm eating. But I've been up to 220 pounds and was benching 250 pounds of weight. Okay, so you do the math. 470 pounds on a weight bench that's only rated for 300, 350. This one is rated for, I believe, 1,200 pounds. And that's why I got it. I got it because I got this and that on Craigslist for $450. That's quite the steal because together they're about 900 new. And this wasn't even open yet. The guy was just like, oh, I got it for Christmas and a while back, and I just never used it. And the nice thing about this is, you can change positions. Obviously, I wouldn't use that for chin-ups. For sit-ups, but I would use it for chin-ups for sure. Okay, so, if I wanted to do, I'd take this out right here. It screws out, and then it pulls. And then if I wanted to do sit-ups, incline sit-ups, maybe a guy goes right there. And I grab a 10-pound from the weight tree, and I just start doing them. Then if I want to go to a, let's say, they also sell a preacher curl attachment. Well, what I do, instead of using a preacher curl attachment, is I just take this off, obviously, and I stand behind it. And I just let my arm go right down. And then it isolates it. You just stand right behind it, and it just isolates your bicep. So, because I bought this because of the attachments. Because of the weight limit. I didn't feel safe using that SA gear bench. It's great to start off with, but this one is probably the best home workout bench you can buy on the market. because of all the angles it can go to, mainly because of the attachments, because of the weight capability and capacity. Ironmaster makes very good products in general. These do have a few discrepancies about them that I don't like. Your dad's weight set, the Pro Irons that I buy, they're tried and true. But just remember, when you're buying adjustable dumbbells or you're looking to get a home gym, first of all, I don't want to continue ranting on, but if you're buying a home gym, do not buy a barbell. Okay? You're going to choke yourself out. That's how people kill themselves. Unless you have a spotter or some type of safety mechanism, like a squat rack, like a cage, where you can set safety bars, I would just stay away from that for a home gym. I don't believe in bars unless I'm at the gym with a spotter. But at home, I stick to dumbbells because they come down on either side of you. Okay, so you're not going to choke yourself out. Your dad's old set, they're tried and true. Okay, you can't go wrong. It just takes forever. When you're buying the higher end adjustable dumbbells, you're really buying convenience, and you're buying time, and you're buying them for the drop set capabilities, the quick changes. These, when you're doing a burnout and you're dropping the weight, that's what a drop set is. You change so quickly. Okay, you change the weight, and let's say you're doing a superset where you go from, I don't know, for some reason you're doing a bench press, and then you want to go to pectoral fly, and you need 2 different sets of weight. Well, this does not take 30 seconds to change like Ironmaster claims. It takes more like a minute. You gotta take this out, and then you change your weight, put the weight down there, change it, put it back in, tighten it 4 times. On power blocks, you do it twice. You take the pin out, you stick it in the next one. You take the pin out on the other one, stick it out to the next one. So, regardless of what system you use, you're buying convenience. And every system you use is going to have 10-pound increments. Whether it's 4 2.5s here, there, or on the power block. You can alternate that. You can offset it a little bit, so one side's a little bit heavier, and then you just change up your grip. Maybe if that side's lighter, you put your hand over here where it's heavier. That works. I tried that. That's fine. But if I had to choose a dumbbell weight set, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to repurchase a 200-pound set of power blocks. I'll be fine. So, just my 2 cents, guys. Hello, YouTube. Okay. So, I've been working out for a number of years now, and I just thought that I would share some of my product reviews and opinions, and specifically on the brands that I own or have owned. So right now I have the Ironmaster 150-pound adjustable dumbbells. I also have a set of Pro Iron 200-pound adjustable dumbbells. And I added on an extra 100 pounds so I get to 300. Basically just Gold's Gym 25-pound plates from Walmart for about $100. You get 4 of them, so it's a decent. It's an average deal. Typically, you're spending $1 per pound on new weights. Probably find it better on Craigslist. And then the Ironmaster bench with the sit-up attachment and the pull-up bar attachment, and then of course the included seat, which is right there. But anyways, my opinion on this so far, mixed reviews. I read online and I was really thrilled and excited about getting the Ironmaster adjustable dumbbells. Everybody's like, oh, they're so sturdy, they don't move at all, and they're quick, and yeah, they're better than these dumbbells, okay? These are the traditional adjustable dumbbells before Power Blocks came out, before Ironmaster came out. You had these, and they go back to your fucking dad's time. And, they're great. They work just fine. They come loose a little bit. After I set them down every set or two, I'll tighten these up, and I'll do the same thing to the other side. Like that one's loose, and I just used it for a set maybe yesterday. And they roll around, and You get used to that. If you're on carpet, they don't hardly roll around at all. You know, it adds a little bit of friction and resistance to that, but that comes as part of the game when you buy these. They're cheap. They're cheaper. They're about half